Chapter 7 Quit India Movement. Syllabus: Quit India Resolution and the significance of the movement. The Quit India Resolution. In 1942, the failure of Cripps mission left no further meeting ground between the British government and the Congress. Mahatma Gandhi felt that the British presence in India was an invitation to Japan to invade India and that their withdrawal would remove the bait. He therefore asked the British to leave India in God's hands. It was during the World War II when the Japanese were fighting against the British and the British colonies. Since India was a British colony, so the Japanese wanted to attack India in a way to attack the British government. Therefore, Gandhiji appealed to the British government to leave India and leave India in God's hands. The Congress Working Committee met at Wardha in July 1942. It adopted a resolution known as the Quit India Resolution. The resolution stated British rule in India must end immediately. The All India Congress Committee met at Bombay on August 8, 1942 and passed the Quit India Resolution adopted at Wardha in July 1942. The Congress proposed to start a non-violent mass struggle under Gandhiji's leadership if this demand of immediate and complete independence was not conceded by the British. In his speech before the All India Congress Committee, Gandhiji declared that it was a decision to do or die. Karo ya maro. Before the Congress could start the movement, the government struck hard. Early in the morning of August 9, Gandhiji and other Congress leaders were arrested and taken to unknown destinations, and the Congress was once again declared illegal. All over the country, there were strikes and demonstrations which were lathi charged and fired upon. People attacked the symbols of British authority, the police stations, post offices, railway stations, etc. British authority disappeared in parts of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. In some areas such as Balia in eastern Uttar Pradesh, Tamluk in Midnapur district of West Bengal and Satara district of Maharashtra, the revolutionaries set up parallel governments. Achyutrao Patwardhan, Jai Prakash Narayan, Ram Manohar Lohia, Aruna Asif Ali and Nana Patil were among the prominent leaders of the underground movement. They set up a central directorate at Mumbai. They kept the movement alive despite the government's repressive measures. The government restored to severe measures to crush the 1942 movement. The press was completely muzzled. Muzzle means the press were not allowed to speak freely, as if when you muzzle a dog, when we take the dog to a veterinary, so the dog should not bite, its snout is muzzled. In the same way, the press's mouth was kept shut. The demonstrating crowds were machine gunned and even bombed from the air. Prisoners were tortured. The police and secret police reigned supreme. Nearly 10,000 people were killed and 60,000 people were arrested by the end of 1942. The military took over many towns and cities. Rebellious villages had to pay huge sums as punitive fines, and the villagers had to undergo mass floggings. Flogging means they were taken out of the house and they were caned by the Britishers, by the police. India had not witnessed any such intense repression since the First War of Independence, 1857. Gandhiji was detained at the Aga Khan Palace in Pune. The other leaders were sent to jail in Ahmednagar Fort. In the end, the government succeeded in crushing the movement. Impact of the Quit India movement. The Quit India movement made independence of India as the only agenda of the national movement. It proved that there could be no retreat and future negotiations could only be on the manner of transfer of power. The movement had the following impacts. The Quit India movement was in fact short lived. Its importance lay in the fact that it demonstrated the depth that nationalist feelings had reached in the country and the great capacity for struggle and sacrifice that the people had developed. It was evident that the British would no longer find it possible to rule India against the wishes of the people. It was the mass uprising before attaining independence. People from all parts of India took part in processions and demonstrations. The Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, and Parsis, and even people from the princely states participated. The Quit India movement strengthened the Congress Socialist Party because of its heroic role in the movement. Its leaders, Jai Prakash Narayan, became almost a legendary figure. The party continued its underground movements till 1944 when it came to an end. After the suppression of the Quit India movement, the constitutional question remained dormant till the close of the war in 1945. After the suppression of the Quit India movement of 1942, there was hardly any political activity inside the country till the war ended in 1945. The leaders of the national movement were in jail, and no new leaders arose to take their place to give a new lead to the country. Henceforth, the battle for freedom of India was carried on beyond the country's frontiers. It was led by the Indian National Army and its chief, Subhash Chandra Bose.